Hello, I'm getting lightly rained on and I'm okay with that. So work in progress Wednesday. I will start off by saying not a lot has been done on the weaving, so we're not going to go and have a look at that because it looks much the same as it did last week. Maybe I'll have it finished for next week, maybe not. I haven't really been in the mood for weaving, so I haven't done any because that's how I work. Work is a very strong term. What I do have, and I was up until the wee small hours, somewhere in here, is the frog that I was working on last week, which I have actually, I thought this week I might be able to show you some limbs. It's getting ominously dark, I think we'll be okay. I thought maybe this week I could show you some limbs and then next week I could show you the frog, but what I have, just let me arrange myself there, is a finished frog. So that is, oh, it's got fluff on it, that is the Hugo frog pattern by My Crochet Wonders, I think. I'll put a link in the description to the pattern. Wired limbs. He's a little bit wonky, but that's okay because so are all of us. So that's how he came out. I love the eyes, put him up the right way. So I am going to make one of these in orange, in this orange, which looks a bit red on camera I noticed last week, but it is orange. But I'm going to do it in a different order. I'm going to do the legs first because the limbs are really fiddly. So I'll do them first and then do the body, which is kind of the easy bit. And I'm going to change the fabric wrapping that I'm using on the wire because I started assembling last night at about 9 o'clock when the cool change came through, and I finished at 1 a.m. because getting the wrapped wire through the limbs and everything, bit of a headache. Here comes the rain. It's okay. I'm all right with that. So I'll show you this frog one last time and then I will pop him back in the bag so he doesn't get too soggy. Trust me, it was 39 degrees or something yesterday. I'm loving this rain situation. So last week I was talking about doing a temperature blanket, and then I said that I hadn't really decided if I was going to do a temperature blanket or a temperature snake. I nearly said temperature frog, which is not yet a thing, but maybe next year. So after some consideration, I thought, well, I have loads of blankets. I'm making a blanket. I'm all right for blankets. So we're going with snake, which is somewhere in here. And I need you to ignore two things. I need you to ignore three things. I need you to ignore how rainy it is currently. I think my camera's okay. And the second thing I need you to ignore is that this snake hasn't got any eyes. And the third thing I need you to ignore is a little green thing on top of its head. So this is a paid pattern. And this is how we're looking for the year so far. And that is every day. The top temperature is indicated by the colour of the yarn, and that will basically continue on. It'll be about 5 feet long when it gets to the end of the year. Did I say it's a paid pattern? Because I looked at the free patterns for snakes and they all started at the tail, which I don't love because I think the start of the year should be at the start of the snake. So I'm using this paid pattern from PlanetJune. It's actually a crochet along, so there's a group you can join. We're all chatting about our snakes. It's a lot of fun. I had some trouble getting the banding going because I started with spiral, and that, for those who don't crochet, that's basically you go around the circle and then when you get to the top you just keep going round, and that gives you quite an obvious join when you change colours. Didn't love that, took it out. Then I tried joined rounds where you go round and then you join and then you go up. Doesn't make any sense when I explain it, but it makes sense if you crochet, and if you don't crochet, sorry about it. Didn't love that. So this is actually also on the PlanetJune website. It is, I think it's called Ultimate Bands or Perfect Bands or something. And there's no visible join. There's some visible dodgy stitches, but there's no visible join. And I really, really love it. So I will put a link in the description to that as well. I resisted learning it for a while. I will say that the written instructions aren't very clear. Have a look at the video. But yes. I'm speeding up as it gets rainier, I don't know if you've noticed. So there's my temperature snake as it stands about halfway through January. I've got my frog in my bag, I'm going to make an orange one, and right now I'm going to go and dry off my camera. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you had a nice time. I did. I'm getting rained on. It's exciting to be me. You take care of yourself and I will see you next week. Bye for now.